Good afternoon, this is Marduk the Gamer, and you're watching Space Engineers, Road to 10,000 Hours, Episode 19. And today's going to be a bit of a, should be kind of a shorter show. I'm just going to go ahead and get materials thrown into the Jeep, to the little bore pug. I'm going to take that out to the Steel Valley and start building. I don't have all of the 10,000 plates done yet, but I'm going to start shipping those in between. That way, when it's time to plug the mobile refinery into the base itself, there will actually be a garage there to plug into. Right now, I'm getting a large pole and a wind turbine put together because the garage is going to need some sort of power to keep it active in the world. If I just put it unpowered, there's a chance it could disappear. I believe I have all of it disabled so that it won't just remove an inactive setup of mine. But this is just to make sure so I don't have to go back and deal with any mess. Alright, that should be pretty much everything until we get driving, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, trunk is full. Now let's get out of here. Alright, zip, zip, zip. Oof. Man. Uh, yeah. If I keep hitting the ground like that, something's gonna break. I tell you what. And we have arrived in sunny Steel Valley. Yeah. The more I look at this place, the more I really like how flat it is and just how much sun there is. But part of me thinks there's going to be some light issues during various parts of the day. I have a couple of mods. I could like build solar mills at the top of these hills, and then have power lines coming down to like a transformer that'll connect up to all of the buildings I want to build here. Yeah, that seems pretty cool. And then Set down the first block of the garage. Yes, we are in business. Now the way I'm building this ramp is that I am using the 1x2 ramp, excuse me, those blocks, but I'm doing it only half at a time, except for this front one where I'm doing it. I do the full one at the front, and then I'm going to be doing the half as I go up into the actual base proper. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm worried about the longer I build something, the easier it is for it to kind of catch. Or if I had let's say I had like something that has maybe 20, 30 blocks long. If I have something like that and I try to rev up all the ramps, eventually it reaches a point where the back wheels are still on the ramp, but then the front of the vehicle is just hanging off in the air. And so I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get this thing in here, and the weight is all shifted, and I'm pushing against gravity in this really awkward manner, and so it all just kind of becomes really obnoxious. The thing is that I have to like accelerate even harder, and when I put a roof on this or I put sort of a door frame on this, that's going to just increase opportunities for me to rev really really fast and then crash right into the door frame, which is something I have done in other Let's Plays. So I've kind of gotten wary of that sort of issue, and now I'm in sort of the okay. So I'm gonna make these ramps very long in order to give myself plenty of space to be able to just slowly get up them a little bit at a time. Now I have, yeah, yeah, and I'm also gonna expand this one out. Now I think I do have that. It's supposed to be a one, huh? I might go back and fix that now that I'm seeing it, because I do want it to be a little bit more lighter. Rather, I want it to be the half instead of the full 2x1. Looking at it now, it looks like I have it. I just have it reversed. I don't mind that the front is the full version, but the back version, it's gonna be one. So, yeah. Nope. See, here we go. I do remember. And then I knock it off. There we go. Now that'll work. Okay. And once I got this high enough, because I'm also dealing with bushes, and I don't want to see the bushes as I'm driving things around my garage. I don't want to see crap peeking through. So making it higher also gives me that advantage, as well as it allows me to hide any conveyor tubes. You know, for this build, for the garage, I want to hide my conveyor tubes. I think for something that's more factory oriented, you definitely want to have the aesthetic of all those conveyor tubes out there, because that kind of gives it a feel that you're in like your own factory, like this is your thing. But if it's all just like a big block, it's all a big block with everything hidden, it just kind of feels like, oh well, this is all poorly programmed. It doesn't have sort of a feel of life to it. Is that the right word? Maybe a feel of action? No, it's meaning. It feels kind of meaningless. It feels like I'm just building blocks that are just going to do crap, rather than blocks that are going to be useful. How to make that make sense? Well, it's like when you're a kid and you get those little blocks with the letters, and you set those up and you put them in various orders, and it all feels a little silly. And then you get older, and the older you get, the more silly it seems. Like you never go back to building that way. Minecraft kind of does that. It kind of does that whole, ABC alphabet block system. But I think the goal is to kind of move away from that. Move away from that easy sort of design. As well as it's not as functional. Because when you're building real buildings in the real world, not just video games, you can't just throw them down with easy blocks like that. You're going to need different kinds of blocks that are made of better materials. You're going to need mortar to kind of keep them together and prevent water or mildew or any number of things from wearing it from the middle. And all that is to say that I want my buildings to have a certain attitude. I guess it would be like that first Batman movie, 1989, or I guess I was watching Running Man, and the city, the modern Los Angeles, it has a look to it. They only show like a couple of like big building shots of it, but you can definitely tell that there's something there. It's that sort of techno hive where people are no longer people. They're just sort of they're kind of like a super insect. Yeah. But enough about art. Back to the game. I'm coming around to almost getting a design for how I want the foundation of this thing to look. And even looking at it now, I'm not 100% sure I really like it, because it just looks like I've chopped a bit of space out of the sides so that it breaks it up, and it doesn't actually look like, there's a reason for this. It doesn't convey anything aesthetic. It just looks like I'm trying to save steel blocks or steel plates. So I may change it. I may have to come up with something else that seems a bit more interesting. But of course, saving steel plates might be useful. I've worked on the garage a bit more for the next episode, and already I was burning through plates very quickly. So I don't know if 10,000 is going to cut it, but I guess I'll just have to see. And then along the way, see, here's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I get the first one, I get the bottom one, and then I just click through 6 till I get this half slope inverse. And then, yeah. So it looks like I just sort of ground out a groove. It looks like I ground out a fuller in the middle of my foundation. Because if you watch like Forge and Fire and stuff, there used to be the Awe show, and they had the Baltimore Knife and Shield company do a lot of videos. They did a lot of fantasy weapons, and then Ilya and the other guy, they broke off and they started making their own show where they do a lot of like really artisanal sword making. He did like his heretic build. That was really cool. I definitely recommend it. It's and he talks about his ideas of it, so that's even really cool. I know I was supposed to not be talking about the art, but I started talking about Fuller, and then I got into swordsmithing art. So sorry, but yeah, the foundation of this building looks like I just cut a Fuller into it, and I don't know if that's gonna do for the full build. But I was also thinking about a half block into that inverse half slope deal, and that just seems kind of weird to have the top of a column be the foundation of a garage. So I may have to come up with something else. And just making it a full block, yeah, sure. That's really simple, and it might fit, but at the same time, it's going to suffer from the problem of a crap ton of steel plates and it just makes everything look like a really boring box, which kind of defeats the point. So I'm going to have to figure that out as well. But yeah, I think this is what I have for right now, and I'm probably going to change it in the actual game when I get back to it. But yeah. See, here I am in the past trying to figure out, okay, is there anything else I could do? I could go into the half block, so that it slopes upward, giving it a kind of dais, sort of a temple-like dais. But I'm not building anything with a sort of divine aesthetic, so it doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me either. So I'm going to go ahead and just build it in the game like I have on the other sides. And the size of the garage is a 15 blocks on each side, so the internal diameter is going to be about 13. I think I'm going to have a central column build, so once I start building out like the floor, I'm going to have it build towards a central pillar that'll then become the main support of the roof. So it'll be sort of a single column. And then I cleared out the stuff I'd done on the front so that I cleared out this side so I could go ahead and have a place to walk up. And then as I was setting down blocks, I was like, hey, something just moved. I look over and there's a little cyber dog coming at me. Yeah, they're always trying to eat me. All right. But now I have a ramp, so even without my little jetpack having any fuel, I should be able to put everything down. And I thought about refueling, but the way I have built the boar pug as is, it doesn't actually allow for refueling. So it also means that I can't put that final block in there. So I'm going to have to come back after I go back to the mobile refinery and get some more plates. Because I think about this point I run out of basic plates to set everything down. Or, yeah, I got one plate left. One plate left. All right. I'm going to go to the mobile refinery and get everything set up. Or get a refill, hopefully. And then I'll be back. Alright, it looks like the trip back was not a complete success. I've blown up the hydrogen engine and taken a bit more damage besides. So I'm going to go ahead and fix up the bore pug, and that'll be how I end the episode. So thank you all for sticking around. Thank you all for showing up today. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening, and I should see you tomorrow. This Wednesday, there is no... I haven't come up with a name yet for the sort of intermission show, but it's something like the crashing builds or vehicle collision. Maybe I should look up something. I'll workshop it, look something up, come up with another name that's just as ridiculous as the boar pug or the chunky beetle. But yeah, thank you all for sticking around. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me how ludicrous I am for completely breaking my engine again. And I will catch you all next time. Cheers.